Earlier today, Khabib Nurmagomedov held a press conference in Moscow and addressed his future in MMA. He said that he has no interest in fighting and said that if Dana White offered him $100 million, he may rematch Conor McGregor.
У меня нету такого интереса с ними там бегать там и так далее. Вот я же говорю, если деньги там, ты прикинь, тебе $100 миллионов предлагают. Вот это уже проблема. Так что я думаю, что вот эти моменты, а так спортивного интереса я там не вижу.
Conor McGregor has now responded to Khabib. On his Twitter, he went on to say, "Don't be scared, homie." He followed up with, "You can run, but you can't hide." He ended it off with jocks. Recently, the UFC posted a video of Tony Ferguson using the speed bag. Conor McGregor reacted and commented on the post with this laughing emoji. With Leon Edwards pulling out of his fight with Khamzat Chimaev due to testing positive for COVID-19, Neil Magny has put his name forward to step in on short notice. On his Twitter, he went on to say, 5-round fight in 2 weeks. Wouldn't be the first for me. Holla at me at UFC. A 3-round flyweight bout between Joseph Benavidez vs Askar Askarov has been targeted for UFC 259. Joseph Benavidez is coming off a submission loss to Deiveson Figueiredo, and Askar Askarov is coming off a unanimous decision win over Alexandre Pantoja. A 3-round heavyweight bout between Alexei Oleinik vs Chris Daukaus has been targeted for UFC on February 20th. Alexei Oleinik is coming off a TKO loss to Derek Lewis, and Chris Daukaus is coming off a KO win over Rodrigo Nascimento Ferreira.
Then she comes bearing more gifts. Can't be bearing more gifts. More gifts.
I think somebody didn't read the manual.
Cody Garbrandt, in a recent interview with Brett Okamoto, speaks on how he matches up with Deiveson Figueiredo.
That's good, yeah. Like I said, it's what he's supposed to do against those kind of adversaries. You know, you bring in Alex Perez, who, you know, wasn't really well known. The kid has 20-some fights, you know, over 20-some professional fights. You know, I feel like he wasn't prepared for that shot. He wasn't prepared for being in there. I felt like he was happy with being there, and I was like, hey, I got this opportunity. I'm going to go in there and like down his leg for sure. You know, I mean, the number one thing when someone's around your neck, what do? You fight the hands. He's a wrestler. You know, you should have known to fight the hands. And Figueiredo is good with jiu-jitsu, good with guillotines, but I come from a camp that I've never been submitted. You know, I think my jiu-jitsu skills are far more superior in a lot of ways. I just don't have to use them. You know what I mean? If the fight presents where it has to go to the ground, let's go. You know, I come from Ohio. I wrestle. This dude can't take me down. You know what I mean? He can't take me down. He can't outstrike me. He's flat-footed. These guys sit there in front of him. You understand? He sit there in front of him. That's when he bombs on him. I move too much. I'm too quick in and out. A lot of these fighters too, they don't know how to fight going backwards. They're only pressure fighters. You see when Alex was doing good, he did 1 kick, 2 kick, you know, boom. You know, it was good. Then he was like, oh, they're watching his work. A lot of these fighters do that. A lot of these fighters don't know how to fight going. They only go fight forward. You know, going backward, side to side, his movement. And it's going to be like, it's going to be my game plan or thoughts on the fight, and since it's been announced, since it's been kind of just resonating in my mind, it's going to be like my game plan, or how I look at it, is how I fought Dominic Cruz. Now, he is no Dominic Cruz. You understand? He is flat-footed. Dominic moves a lot. Is very unorthodox. Throws punches and kicks at weird-ass angles, so you always have to be up. And I've corrected a lot of my stuff. You know, I had to learn the hard way. That's just my whole life. But learning the hard way is formed me into who I am and where I'm at now. So I went past that. A lot of, you know, I'm not emotional in there. I know it's business at the end of the day, and this is what puts food on my, you know, family's table. And I know I'll go in there. I'm just excited to fight him. Let him keep winning. Let him keep building up this. He's the unstoppable force. He's just because everyone must have forgot what I've done.
I'm proud of myself. I'm not the most crafty guy, but I was able to install my bed rug, my truck today. Not bad. Make out the cutouts for the lights.
Kenny Florian on the Anik and Florian podcast gives his thoughts on Anthony Smith's submission win over Devin Clark.
Listen, I thought this was a completely different Anthony Smith just from the start of the fight. Before any strikes were thrown, this seemed like a way more focused and determined Anthony Smith. So I thought that was a good sign. He got off to a great start, hit a beautiful takedown over the wrestler Devin Clark with an excellent body lock takedown, had good position. Devin was able to reverse the situation, get on top. But that only allowed Anthony Smith to play a very tight close guard, something you don't really see at a high level done well. Anthony Smith did an excellent job of controlling the posture of Devin Clark. Fed that wrist, kind of similarly to how Anderson Silva fed it against Chael Sonnen. Kept his head down so Devin really wasn't able to posture out of it and explode out of it. Locked in that triangle choke with those long legs, got the angle, got that deep bite on the neck, and it was all over for Devin Clark. Anthony Smith looked just really sharp, even just mentally, and the way he approached it, he just looked different, John. And we were talking about this and how he kind of lost that in his last couple fights. I think he's back. There's a multitude of factors, both leading to a fight and to the fight itself. And I think people forget about the personal or life experience that goes with each camp, all the different things that life can throw your way, whether it's a dude trying to break into your house or a death in a family or whatever it is. Those things can throw you off mentally, physically, spiritually. You can have a little injury that lingers. Some training partners that weren't available for a specific fight, a style of fighter that can throw you off. So managing that whole process as a fighter, as a coach, for each training camp, is very difficult to do. And sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong, you get thrown off mentally, you get thrown off technically. So I think whatever happened, it seems like Anthony Smith has it dialed in, or did anyway for this fight against Devin Clark. He looked way sharper. This was such an important fight for him. Yeah. He got the win, but imagine what would have happened to him in his career if he got the loss. This is how brutal professional sports are. This is how brutal combat sports is. He could have been, facing a cut here. So the fact that he was able to get this win is huge for him, and the fact that he was able to do it in tremendous fashion with a finish against a tough opponent in the first round, I think really looked good for him. So great to see a great guy like Anthony Smith get this win.